rear tires feel like they got a lot of air in them. They just bounce across the racetrack into the corner. The rear is just shattered across the bumps. I feel every imperfection in the track, and all the bumps really knocked the tire off the ground. Hoping that maybe tires were the issue, but that's not the case. No, it don't drive good. I need to work on the things I'm talking about.
Not completely out of the norm for here at Dover to deal with those things. This track does have, just a bit of a chatter to it. So if you take downforce away from these cars like we've seen this year, and then you pick up the air pressure, like what's happening with these tires, what Dale Jr. is talking about, you really start to get on top of the racetrack and feel everything, and it feels like it's chattering and just bouncing up off the racetrack. As you can see, this front splitter really moving. This is just down the straightaway.
But watch the tires. Watch this. The tires are always constantly being the movement in the tire, and that builds up air pressure.
Now watch this side skirt. You want to know how much movement there is in these cars getting into turn 3? Just watch this area right here. Compresses, raises up a couple of inches at least.
Wow. Yeah,
compresses.
Yeah, that's not. You can't have that.
Awesome
really
shots.
porpoises going down the racetrack.
And you can't have that at that point in corner entry. I mean, that'll drive you crazy.
Jamie's made 5 runs, the longest of which was 6 laps.
And he's been giving his crew chief a lot of feedback. I don't know how Greg Ives is digesting all of that, but Junior, as he just came into the garage, just said, I'm still just really tight. So Greg Ives said, let's bring it in and change the front stops and see if that helps. So Junior fired up. He's starting on the front row, as you guys said. He wants a car that can stay there.
And guys, she's talking about the stops. That's the travel limiters that's on the front shocks that controls the travel. Yeah, you've got the shock absorber, but one thing I know that we always had to work on here is you don't want the tire loading and unloading. You want those tires to stay stuck to the racetrack loaded and then let the body move on the race car. And the point we keep driving home, that's where there's so much in shock absorbers. But air pressure is huge everywhere. But I see some drivers like Matt Kenseth that didn't fire that fast lap, but he looked good on the long run. That means possibly they went way low with the air pressures where they know they're going to build up quite a bit.
Yeah, I think they're going to push the limits of those air pressures here because this concrete racetrack and the loads really build up the air pressures a lot. And then you get that feel like Dale Jr. was talking about. So they're going, whatever Goodyear says the recommended low pressures are, I guarantee you're going to see teams really push the limits of that and get real low on these air pressures.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's been a time that we've been here, and I think it might be every driver in the field that doesn't say his tires feel like basketballs.
Yes.
Every time you come here, even guys that are running pretty good.
100-pound basketballs.
Yeah, like they got way too much air in them, bouncing.
Here are the best 10 consecutive laps in this session that has 13 minutes to go. Kurt Busch, Ricky Stenhouse, Casey Kane, and Greg Biffle, Chris Buescher. Top of that chart.